is not right. They have to be open.
Angelica Maria Flores Diaz is talking about double doors behind the McDonald's trolley station building. San Diego's Metropolitan Transit System has sued to block the doorway. More on that later. But now, Diaz has to walk down a flight of stairs. Head around the building to catch her bus.
I'm disabled, and it's very hard to go all the way down and all the way back.
Scores of disabled people like Flores, seniors and children, have come to rely on the doorway to go from the bus terminal behind McDonald's to the trolley station in front. According to consultant Steve Padilla, he says that's because it's near an elevator that helps people dodge what can be a lengthy, jagged walk, punctuated by solicitations from people offering cheap rides, depending on the route they take.
Not only did hundreds, if not thousands, of members of the traveling public and the public walking south and across the border to Tijuana use it without any problem, but so did MTS's own staff, including their executives. So did their own security personnel on a daily basis for years.
But MTS sued the McDonald's building owner, Grand Central West, to shut off the doorway permanently. MTS lawyer Karen Landers declined a recorded interview. She says MTS allowed the door to be built more than a decade ago because Grand Central West was constructing an elevator in the back of its building and needed access. Landers says MTS never signed off on a permanent doorway. Grand Central West partner Miguel Aguirre disputes that version. He says the doorway was always part of a community-vetted plan to make his building a hub for traveler-friendly businesses. He says MTS's lawsuit is less about a doorway and more about choking off business in his building because he poses a threat to MTS's business plans.
They have sought to isolate our building.
Aguirre says the isolation started shortly after MTS leased the property around the McDonald's building in late 2012 to a company called SYPS, partly owned by Greyhound. The company was to provide ticket and retail booths as well as make other improvements. Padilla says one of those improvements included building a bathroom at the San Ysidro station.
It looks like it's a place you'd feed the animals in a zoo. I really do believe that because this is in a border community, near the border, who many of these crossers are day by day that use it, the attitude is very different. I don't think they would try to foist this substandard facility in other parts of the county.
Drawings show the facility was supposed to be enclosed, but the company ended up putting the stalls in what looks like a cage, and users have to pay 50 cents to get inside. Padilla calls these restrooms a sign of institutional racism and disregard for the poor.
I think it's disrespectful. I wouldn't want my grandmother in here using the restroom so people could see her pants around her ankles.
MTS calls the bathroom a valuable amenity and built to the same standards as other public restrooms, making it easier for security checks and maintenance. The public transit agency was supposed to receive more than half of the profits from its lease. To date, MTS has received nothing. MTS lawyer Landers blames the zero profit on competition from Grand Central West. She says Grand Central West is renting space to bus carriers that would otherwise be paying rent to its own leaseholder and ultimately MTS. Landers argues that Grand Central West is pushing for the door to remain open because it makes the property more valuable, not out of compassion for elderly or disabled passengers. She says even if seniors and the handicapped have used the entryway in the past, that's no reason for Grand Central West to take the, quote, property right from MTS without permission and compensation.